Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Ammar, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are absolutely thrilled to be joined by Keith Davis, the founder of the Davis Family Group, a strategic sales consulting that specializes in transforming sales strategies into revenue-generating engines. With a dedicated focus on understanding client needs and market dynamics, they deliver tailored solutions that drive measurable results for your business. Keith, welcome to Founders Future.
It is an honor to be here with you today. I am just excited to speak with you and learn from you and talk to you about what we're doing here at DFG Businesses.
Awesome. I am excited to dive in. I always like to start from the beginning. So take me on a little trip down memory lane to before you started DFG. What were you doing at the time? And then what was really the motivation behind starting the company?
You said a quick story, so I'm going to do my best on this because it's, multifaceted. What was I doing before? I had a long career in corporate where I've run sales organizations as a frontline sales manager, as up to a SVP of sales, primarily in telecommunications, cable industry, any industry where connecting with people was important. Communication is that's where my heart is, because if you can communicate with someone, you can help someone. You can help them grow, right? Help them develop. So I've run sales organizations. I've been fortunate enough to build sales organizations, but I felt like there was something missing. I
Mm,
felt it was more about the cogs, than the people. And
yeah.
my heart's all about people, man. And if I can help somebody grow, I'm blessed. So about 3 years ago, I had run the top sales organization within a company, a nationwide company, for about 2 years running. And when I say top, each person on my team was a President's Club winner.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
each person on my team, I shouldn't say my team, on the team I was blessed to lead, achieved their on target earnings generally by September or October of a year.
Amazing.
Uh, and it wasn't because of me, it was because we worked together. There was collaboration. And that's what's missing in corporate, man.
Yeah.
That's what's missing.
Yeah.
So fast forward a little bit, I just got tired. I got frustrated. I got fed up. So I joined a company called, and I'll plug these guys, SalesStar. Wonderful company. They develop sales process and develop coaching mechanisms for organizations to help companies grow by at least 37% year over year. There, I was exposed to just world-class sales process, methodology, and the love of people. Unfortunately, I flamed out there. I did not grow my business, but I found that there was something lacking, and that was, how do you generate top of funnel sales activity? I'm this guy that has a high figure it out factor. I went in the lab and I rolled up the sleeves and I figured out this process that worked in bits and pieces. Cold outreach that worked in spurts, LinkedIn that worked in spurts, AI voice that worked in spurts, lead magnets that worked in spurts. But there was nothing, I tell you, there was nothing that unified all that. So I built it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're talking about now. So that was a long-winded way
Yeah.
of saying, here's my journey.
That was perfect. Thank you so much for breaking that down. Let's fast forward to really give the listeners more context into what DFG looks like today. Who would you say is your ideal customer? And then from there, let's dive into your core offerings and what that looks like.
So the ideal customer, and I've got a heart for the small guy, right? SMB, founder-led organizations. growth-minded organizations. You can't be everything to everybody. So I'm looking at SaaS,
Okay.
at technology, at telecom or communications. That's where I grew up. Logistics, because they have a strong need for what we do. And then there's some professional services as well.
Cool.
But that's the industry. You're 15 to up to 250, maybe 300 employees. Understand that's a wide swath. Everybody's struggles are pretty much the same in that area,
Yeah.
just categorized a little bit different or phrased a little bit different. And then your revenues, if you're trying to get to that $5 million mark or even that $3 million mark, let's talk. I
Yeah.
can help you without adding headcount. And I
Without
think that's
cool. You read my mind because I was literally about to ask what specific industries do you focus on and all that stuff. I love that. Now, walk me through, let's say you have these ideal customers in front of you. Some of them are probably listening right now. What does your core offering look like?
so our core offering, what I like to call it is our flagship offering, is
Okay.
called Pipeline Ignition. It is a omnichannel, top of funnel lead generation system. We built it on a playbook that's founded in 6 words. Those
Mm,
6 words are right message, right buyer, right now. What we do is we create the right message for your buyer based on their communication style. Are you familiar with disc profiling?
yeah, of course.
Cool. So we use disc profiling to understand, are you someone that just wants to get right to the point?
Yep.
And we'll message you that way. Do
Yeah.
you like to socialize a little bit? Well, we'll message you that way as well. So our messaging is built to the person. So it's not spray and pray, right? It can't be at that level. And then we focus our messaging that we build for our clients on solving their clients' problems. It's
Mm,
not, we're not pitch slapping people around here. It's a program, it's a process to help people grow, help businesses grow. So we've got this uh, behavioral based messaging that we craft. We then take it out through several formats. We got a cold email engine that we craft, that we crank up. We've got the LinkedIn engine that we crank up. And then we've got also outside advertising forms, lead magnets that we push out in different forums. So you've got that percolating. As that gains traction, we then have Tori is fantastic. If I say so myself, she is or they are the outbound AI voice component to this. It tells you that they are AI up front, gives you the option to push one or speak to a live human being. Tori understands your business because we built her that way. That's why we can't talk about dental care or things like that. We don't know about it. Tori is built to engage with the C level, with the SVP level, to have those conversations. And we use intent data to determine who we're reaching out to. That's
mm,
the that's part of the secret sauce. If someone has done some web searching on a product or solution or a problem that our clients solve for, that's who we target.
got
So
it.
that's how we know we've got the right message going to the right buyer
Right now.
right now.
Yeah. How long is a typical client engagement? Is that a monthly retainer? Are we working together for 3 months while you implement the system, and then now it's a build and release type of thing? What is the business model there?
So the business model is set up as though it is a subscription of sorts. We need 90 days. That's got
Okay.
to be the minimum because it takes 21 days, 15 up to 21 days. It'll warm up email boxes, get all that stuff going. So It is a minimum of a 3 month. We ask for 6 months in order to generate those returns. So what does a return look like, right? You can look at least a 20% improvement in booked meetings that stick. I don't know, have you had conversations with people that talk about, hey, we got all this activity, we're booking meetings, but people don't show up?
Yeah, of course. Every company has deals with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you hearing from them as far as how do they solve for that?
There's many variables that go into that. A lot of times,
Mhm.
are we qualified? Are we even giving? Do we need to add more friction in the funnel to make sure that the people that are booking calls are the ones that should be booking calls? That's one aspect of it. But then the other
Okay.
aspect of it is once somebody actually books a call, are they going through the proper pre-nurture sequencing and getting a call from a setter maybe to confirm the appointment? That's maybe where Tori can come in. But making sure that you have the right indoctrination prior to the call to make sure that they show up ready to actually engage in the conversation the way that you want to engage in it. So that's a couple of the different factors that we look at.
And you're spot on. But how many of these small businesses, these founder-led businesses, don't do that?
Oh yeah, yeah. What I'm talking about, the majority of businesses don't do that.
Right. Yeah. It's either because they don't know how to,
Yeah,
or they're just so happy seeing a number that's enough for them. So we add that friction. We take that next step. So you've got your intent data, you've got your disc profiling. Let's not call it disc, let's call it behavioral messaging, right? You got that. You've also got a firmly identified ideal customer profile and persona within a business.
yeah,
When you create an omnichannel approach, again, at least a 20% lift in meetings, but more importantly, I know of a company that experienced a 63% lift in monthly recurring revenue
yeah,
because they were talking to the right people
yeah.
with the
And
right message at the right time.
yeah, I love that. Thank you so much for breaking that down. Let's shift a little bit to the back end of the business. When it comes to your lead generation, when you're looking to acquire more customers and bring on more clients to DFG, what are you currently doing from a marketing and lead generation perspective?
We've got to be everywhere, omnichannel, omnipresent. So some of the things that we're doing, one, we're eating our own dog food, as they say, right? So we're identifying our ICPs and we're walking through the process. Some of the other things that we would do for exposure is like this time that we're spending together now, right? That's important. We have to be present within the community, engaging in chambers of commerce, engaging in any speaking event that we can find that our ICP, our ideal customer profile, would attend. It is a focused, wide net approach. Does
Got
that
it.
make sense to you?
Yeah, that does make sense. I'm assuming when you say you're drinking your own Kool-Aid in a sense, I'm assuming you're referencing cold email at that point as being engines that you leverage. I'm
Mhm, that's
curious your
correct.
perspective on this because this is a topic that I always like to bring up on the podcast, is the idea of building predictable lead generation, right? And how important that is for a business. I talk to so many consultants. We've worked with thousands. I've talked to hundreds at this point just on the podcast. Many of them struggle with predictability. So I'm curious for you, what challenges have you had around marketing? And maybe are there any future initiatives that you're planning on implementing to bring in more qualified lead flow to your consulting firm?
I'm in a cursed and blessed situation at the same point in time that my bandwidth, I guess you'd say, is I'm almost at capacity. However, as I scale my organization, then some of the things that we will do is we'll expand our ICP.
Got
Right?
it.
Right now, we're very narrow and niche. One of a mentor of mine said, "There's riches and niches." right?
100%.
So you stay in that little pond and work through it. But to grow, it's going to be expansion of ICPs. It's going to be strategic partnerships. There's going to be at some point not being a as a service, but selling the nuts and bolts of it all so that people can do this for themselves. So
Interesting.
more of a D,
IY.
DIY. Yeah.
Yeah. When it comes to the sales process, so once a lead does come in through the door, what are the different steps that they go through for them to actually become a client? And are you the one taking those calls?
Currently, yes, I am the one taking those calls. We've got a couple people that we're bringing up to speed to be able to do that currently. But the sales process from qualification, we're doing a ton of outbound. Most of that outbound is fairly qualified, but the first gate that someone has to come through is to understand, do they have the budget, right? Are they in a position of authority to make a decision? What kind of timing are we looking at? Is this a now thing or next quarter, next year? We work through the whole BANT piece of
Yeah.
this. After qualification, we then move into an assessment with
Mm.
it could be it's an audit form basically. They go through, they get the score, and with that score, we determine whether or not we can help them. So at that point in time, we're qualifying them. If we determine that we can help them based on their assessment score, we then engage in a 30 to 45-minute discovery. What is it that they want? What does success look like for them? We
Mm.
understand their current situation. What tension is involved within their organization? What's the effect of all that tension? And then what's their resolve to move forward? If everything lines up, we then agree upon what a successful campaign would look like, and then we implement. So
Got it.
it's fairly basic.
Yeah, fair enough. It sounds like you're looking to ramp somebody up right now. Are you in the process of recruitment? Do you already have people internally that you're looking to level up to handle the sales calls?
Yes, yes, that's a beautiful thing. So DFG, Davis Family Group of Business, it's not just the genetic family, but it's people that I've had the great fortune of mentoring over the years. We brought them in and we're training them up so that they can someday stand on their own and run their own business. It's all about giving back.
Awesome. When it comes to your vision, let's say for the next 12 months, from a revenue perspective, what is the target? What are you really aiming towards?
Over the next 12 months, let's say this is day zero, right? Over the next 12 months, the goal is to get to 30 subscribers.
Okay.
From a revenue standpoint, from a total contract value, that would be in the neighborhood of 500 grand.
Okay. I love that. What do you feel like is the biggest challenge to getting there?
More of me. I need to clone myself. Learning to truly delegate and let go, not have to have my finger in every pot.
Yeah,
And I've come a long way with that. And I've still got a ways to go. So the roadblocks are really self imposed. The market is there,
yeah,
there's people to help,
100%.
And there's one other roadblock, the noise. There's so much noise out there. And it's not so much cutting through the noise for myself, it's helping our prospects, our clients, our friends cut through that noise.
Yeah, that's powerful. When it comes to, let's say you're talking to a new business owner, they're starting in 2025. They're looking to start some sort of service-based business, let's say
Mhm.
consulting. They're looking to sell their expertise in a sense. What advice would you have for them when it comes to crafting their messaging, crafting their offer? What would you say to that person?
be true to yourself, be genuine, but also be relatable,
Mm,
right? So your unique value proposition, what do you solve for? What's the pain, right,
mm,
that you help fix? And put it out there. Talk to as many people as possible. The message needs to be clear, it needs to be concise. It also, again, as I stated, needs to have some emotional resonance with it. At the end of the day, it has to solve a problem.
yeah, I love that. What is the best way for people to reach out to you to work with you?
So you can always shoot me an email, and you can send that email to Keith, Keith, at dfgbiz.com.
tfgbiz.com. Perfect.
That's
Keith,
right.
thank you so much for your time today. I really
And
appreciate
I appreciate it. Thank you.
it. Anytime. So that wraps up another insightful episode of Founders Future. To our listeners, if you're inspired by today's conversation, don't forget to reach out to Keith at dfgbiz.com. And while you're here, subscribe to Founders Future wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or an agency owner, and you're looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts and really discover what took us from zero to $30 million per year in 26 months, visit closers.io to discover how we can support your growth journey. Until then, keep on climbing.